Okay, I'm ready with my green yarn. You'll see that my round one on my sample square here is green. But if you look closely here at the moment, we're looking at the wrong side of the work. So actually, when we're working our green round, we're going to be looking at it in this way. So this is the right side of the green stitches that you can see here. It's a smoother look. If I just have a little look at the pink ones, you can see they're sort of wiggly. They look much more wiggly, wobbly, and that is because that's the wrong side. But we're looking at the right side of the green round here. This is the right side of round one. So what has happened to our foundation round? Well, you can see I'm looking at that and I'm looking at the wrong side of the work here. So what that means is at the moment, my little foundation round that I've made is sat here on my desk. It's untouched, nothing's happened to it, and so I'm looking at it the right way on, and I don't want to be working it like that. I would like to be working it from the wrong side. So I've just turned it over, and you can now see those lovely little curly bits, and the curly bits mean I know that it is the wrong side that I'm looking at, and that's what I need to be working. That's how it needs to be worked for my next round. All right, so I've got my green yarn here, and what I'm going to do is just turn this so that a corner space is sitting at the top of the work. That's easier for me to work when it's just sort of uppermost like that. And this is how we're going to add in our new shade of yarn. We're going to take the hook and put it through, all the way through a corner gap. Now, if you are working in the same colour, not a problem, but I'd urge you to practice the fastening off just as we've done here, to turn the work in the same way, because you're still going to get the skew. Sort of, you don't, when you're working one colour, you don't really need to do the fastening and off and things, but it's important that you practice that. So if you are working one colour, just work this in the same way for now, just so you can practice joining in new yarn or new colour and fastening off. So for everybody now, regardless of whether you're using the same colour as the foundation round or a new colour, we'll all work in this way. All right, so we've got our foundation round face down, so wrong side facing. I've got my hook and I'm going to put it straight through one of the corner spaces. And I've just stopped the video here because I wanted to explain something to you that I didn't explain in the video. When you are working in a new colour, working your new round or your next round, put your hook through one of the corners that you haven't just fastened off in. So if you have a look at this video, you'll notice that the corner I fastened off in, the one with all the yarns coming out of it, or both of the yarns coming out of it, is not the one that I'm working into now. So if you do that, it'll keep things nice and neat and easy for you. Okay, it's not going through the chain itself, it's just going through the space. Now, with my new yarn, if you can see, I've sort of made a huge loop. It's just looped back on itself. Or not even a loop, is it? It's just going back on itself. And I'm going to just pick up, put my hook in to pull that yarn through that chain space. So there's nothing's holding it at the moment. If you look, it is just pulled through. It's just looped through that corner space. So there's nothing holding it at all. Now what I'm going to do, this will help things to anchor really quickly, is I'm going to take the cut end of the yarn and put it over the top of the working end of the yarn. Okay, and pick up, kind of try and hold that over in that position, and when I pick up and tension my yarn in the normal way, I'm going to make 3 chain to start with, just as we did in the last one. I'm going to make 3 chains, so 1, 2 and 3, to get my hook up to the height it needs to be, remember. But because I've made that, or because I held the ends in that way, that is now really nicely anchored and it's not going to come loose. So let me show you that one more time, because that is really, it's really useful. So hook goes all the way through that corner space. I just pick up the loop of yarn and pull it through the corner space, and I'm just going to make sure that my cut end sits over the top of the working yarn when I make the first chain. And we know that when we're working with the UK treble crochet or US double crochet, we know that we start with 3 chains. So here we go. 1, 2 and 3. And that new colour or new yarn is secure there now. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so we are now, if you look at my little sample here, we are now working here. So we've done the first stitch of the first cluster. So you know what that means. It means we've got to do 2 more to get our cluster done. Same way, so yarn around the hook, and the hook goes all the way through that open corner. Not into the chain, just into the open corner, and we make our stitch in the normal way. So that's 2 of 3, and off we go again. And that is 3 of 3. So our first little cluster is made, and I've scooched that round so it is sort of sitting hard against this previous cluster. So if you look, I've scooched it so it's sitting in that right orientation here. It's sitting horizontally because we're now going to sort of make the vertical one. I'm sort of forcing the position. It will happen naturally, but I'm forcing it just so you can kind of see where everything sits really. Right, so we're at a corner and we've got to make a corner, and we know how to do that, don't we? It's 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and we're now going to make our second cluster, which sits in the corner again. So same again, yarn around the hook back through where we've come out, because our corners are always going to have 2 clusters coming out of them. Okay, so that's the 3 stitches to make the cluster, and if you look, you can now see we've got a very definite corner. We have created this one, very definite corner coming out of the corner of our foundation round. So we've now got to hop over and do the same over here in this next corner, and the way we're going to do that is we're not just going to kind of go in and carry on. We're going to create a little bit of distance by making 1 chain. All right, just enough little distance, just going to move us over a little bit more and make things nice and neat. We're going to put just 1 chain in there to move us over a little bit more distance. All right, so we're now ready to make that corner again, and the corner was made with 3 treble or 3 double if you're US terminology, 3 chain and 3 treble. So UK it will be 3 treble, 3 chain, 3 treble. US it will be 3 double, 3 chain, 3 double. Okay, we've made 1 chain in the middle and we're going to make another corner. So exactly that repeat. All right, so 1, 2. Now don't forget, this is kind of going at speed here, but you can slow this down and go back to the very beginning just to get a reminder of how to make those treble stitches. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself. So I've made that little cluster there, and I'm going to make a corner, and we make the corner with 3 chain, 1, 2 and 3. And you'll notice I'm naturally turning this because you can see that these 2 clusters here are coming out horizontally, and I now want to work across the top here, so I'm going to now kind of make this vertical one. So things are sort of turning because I'm working in the round. I'm not going backwards and forwards, I'm working in the round, so things will turn. So next cluster made of 3 stitches, off we go. So yarn around the hook, back in where we've just come out, pull up a loop, yarn through 2, yarn over through 2, that's stitch number 1, into the same place, stitch number 2, into the same place, stitch number 3. So we've now managed to do 2 corners. If I put it that way on, you can see, can't you? We've done 2 corners, and you can see how our work is growing. It's expanding outwards. Okay, so that's our second corner done. Now do you remember how we travel across? Put a little bit of distance between the corners. That's right, 1 chain. So our 1 chain hops us across enough, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make the corner again, and the corner is made up of those 2 clusters and 3 chain. And how are we making the clusters? That's right, we're making 3 of those stitches, and they're called treble crochet if you're in the UK, and they're called double crochet if you're in the US. We're hopping around the corner with our 3 chain, and here's our cluster again. Okay, so it's a lovely symmetrical pattern, which means we're just repeating it until we get back to the beginning, which is so lovely. This is why granny squares are so addictive to make, because they are soothing. You will very, very quickly pick up how to do them, and that is it. You're away. There's not complicated things to remember. There's no twiddly bits. There's no asymmetry. It's all very nice and flowing, and a brilliant way to sort of calm the mind and listen to an audio book, or eventually watch some TV, and just, you know, mindful. It's really mindful. Absolutely love it. And it's also a really great way to use up odds and ends of yarn, because you get a lovely scrappy blanket. Sorry, I digress. See, they're so addictive and they're so lovely. You'll fall in love probably by around, you know, where you are here. Okay, so we've finished our third corner. We've got to move across to the fourth corner, so we've got to put in that magical little chain to hop us over, and then we go ahead and finish our fourth corner. Right, so that's our first cluster, going around a corner with our 3 chain, and our second cluster. One, don't know if you can hear the birds today. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day to make a granny square. Okay, so that was our final cluster that we have made, and we've got some ends, but we're going to deal with those next. Okay, so you can see we've got 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners and 4 corners, and in between you can't really see them, but we've got 1 chain moving us between the corners. So that's where we are now. We've just got to do the final 1 chain, and then we are going to close the round. Do you remember that terminology? We're going to close the round by doing a slip stitch to join, and it's in exactly the same way. We find the 3rd chain, 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3, we put our hook through in the same way that we've been doing all the way along, and we make that slip stitch, and then you pick up the yarn, and we're going to bring it through both loops on the hook. So you can do it both at the same time if you want to, like so, or you can do it like I tend to do it because I'm a bit clumsy. 1, 2, 3, you can go pick up the yarn and go through the one, and then reposition your fingers and pull it straight through the second one as well. Okay, so that round is now closed, and what we're going to do now is the fasten off. So again, if you remember, we take our scissors and we cut, leaving a little bit of yarn, about sort of 6 inches or so yarn, pick up the end and pull it all the way through. And we have now got lots of ends to deal with, but don't worry about that for now. But if we can just sort of look beyond those, if we look at our sample, we've got foundation and round 1, and it is growing, isn't it? It is growing, so it's very much more of the same as we continue, but with a little bit extra. We've got these things to deal with, haven't we? So that was foundation and round 1. We'll just move on and look at how to sew in your ends.